Bam. That's right. We're back. JT in the studio. What's going on? It is Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. out here on the West Coast. It is the Studio 10-4 live weekly update, and we have our monthly cover show. I'd like to first start off by thanking Tyler Vanderswag for building such a badass truck that we can have this show and have him on the cover of the magazine. If you haven't seen that, I don't know where you were all September, but there it is. And if you were at Trucking for Kids, by golly, you saw him there because he was there all weekend with us at Trucking for Kids too. So thanks, Tyler, for being there and doing that and building such a cool truck. I want to for sure thank our sponsors for this monthly edition of the Studio 10-4 Live weekly update, and that is Pittsburgh Power, manufacturer of Max Mileage. You can look down below and right over here, bam, there's their website, pittsburghpower.com. Max Mileage is fuel catalyst that you can add to your truck, any vehicle, basically burning any kind of fuel, and improve performance, fuel mileage, and longevity of your engine and all your exhaust cat converters. Regen system, it's the liquid cleaner perfecter of your fuel system. Miss Julia, my girl in the mix today, she's not here in the studio with us. She's actually on the road. So I'm wondering, are you in line at In-N-Out Burger, my dear? Because you're watching the show, and I know you're driving, so she must be in line at In-N-Out, knowing her. Anyway, Pete Anderson, what's going on across the pond there, buddy? Chris Hammond, nice to have you on the show. Dave Cooper, yeah, nice to meet you, Dave. Absolutely. You know, it's awesome meeting folks out there at the shows and anywhere out in the general public where we're out and about, because there's so many of you. There's just one of me. There's one of Dan, Shan, Tim, April. You know, all of us out there. Eric, we're one of us wherever we're at. So, but we're a team all together, and it's real nice to meet all you guys. And don't ever hesitate. Anybody, you're out there, come by and say hi, man. Please don't hesitate. If I don't remember your name for the past, the best way to address me is, "Hey, John, remember me? I'm so and so," and I won't feel bad when you say that, because I'm telling you, man, memory. I'm just going to blame it on COVID. It's still got the brain fog going on in there, and stuff just rattles around in there. And sometimes I see guys, and I'm like, you know, like Brian up in Placerville, him and his son, they're both named Brian, senior, junior. I couldn't remember Brian's name. Sat and had dinner with him, John Jakes, and his son one night, and then we saw each other down at Trucking for Kids. You know, I feel bad, but I'll tell you, it just is the way it is sometimes. So we might have a live personality with us. We'll see what happens. They are down in Florida in the eye of Ian right now. And in the background here, you can see I've got the report going, and everybody's covering this thing right now. Of course, it's Cat 5 on the ground, Category 5 hurricane. I have friends all over Florida. I have family in Alabama. Luckily for my family in Alabama, they seem to always be on the fringe of these things, and the worst seem to be on the Atlantic side. This one's moving up through on the Gulf side, up through and out the Atlantic side. Our special guest is trying to get in right now, so as soon as he comes in, I'm going to pop him in, and we'll get a chance to chat with him. Tyler is in the green room waiting right now, so Tyler will be in there hanging out while we get a special report and update from Florida. But the people down in Florida right now, they're getting the worst of it. This guest that I'm hoping can get in, if he's got signal, he's in the middle of it right now. And this Cat 3 hurricane, the problem is it hit landfall, and the thing is it's at a crawl right now. So it's dumping huge amounts of rain and water on, and wind, of course, as it goes, and it's just doing an immense amount of damage, and leaving behind a ton of water. And then the surge, I think they were talking storm surge, and if you don't know what that is, I mean, that's how much more water is going to be where it normally is at 0. Now it's going to be at 9 feet. And I was watching just a few minutes ago, firefighters were at their firehouses, and they were unloading trucks that were parked outside the firehouse of their gear, because they were up to here. They were up to their chests in water, and they want to get all that equipment out of those trucks before the trucks end up underwater to higher ground. I mean, at some point they'll probably transfer any gear and they probably already have boats where they're located at. I mean, you're in Florida, this happens there, they're probably ready for that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that they are, and that everybody that needs to have gotten out of there did, wherever they're at. If it's a bad area, I hope they're out in higher ground. I have friends that were down there that went to Atlanta, and I'm watching the storm pattern as it crosses through Florida up into Georgia, and it headed right into Atlanta. So I'm thinking, gosh, I hope they got higher ground there than they did down in Florida, and they're at a better place. But I don't know. April and Tim Sieben in the show there. Glad to have you guys on board. Dale Bocaloni, what is happening, my friend? Good to have you on there as well. Must be kind of crazy out there today because um, either folks are just too busy or what, man. But we got a lot of people. I can see a lot of people are watching. Don't have a lot of comments out there, so don't hesitate to comment, you guys. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. First of all, I want to show you guys something. And this, boy, is this ever going to reign true now? I don't know. I got a pretty good sense of humor, I think. But when you think about it, here's, if you haven't seen this, this was on my Facebook page. I posted it up the other day. Right here, I hate to say it, but these guys, man, have they been bad. I think everybody's going to be affected if you're having anything coming out of the South right now. But yeah, as carriers, probably situation normal as usual. Amazon, you never know, man. They seem to always come through, but pretty damn funny when you read this one here about Facebook and what they say. I mean, that is so true. Anything you say you're thinking about doing, and it hears you, whether it's you know one of the other devices, the AI devices, and I'm not going to say names because got both here along with my cell phone, which is Android, and it has its own listening. Anyway, there's ears everywhere listening to everything you say, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff just pops up like out of nowhere, and you're like, God dang, okay, I already bought that. I don't need 50 more views on another 10 options or whatever it is of what it was I was trying to look for to buy. So I thought that was kind of funny, but it's so true. It's so real. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest in. Hey, Shannon. Shannon's in the show. Nice to have you on there. Hope Grace, nice to have you as well. Who's this Tyler? He's probably a friend of Ben Schultz there, I'm sure. Tyler, what's going on, buddy?
Not a lot. You?
Oh man, just waiting to talk to you. I was hoping we'd get our special guest in, and if he does pop up, I'm going to bring him in. He's probably trying to fight that signal and get in, but it's just not happening. Hey, I might have forgotten to thank Evans Detailing, Evan Stager, and Time to Shine when I was talking about our show opening there. And be sure and check him out. He's over there somewhere right now, but go shineon.com. Some of the best polishes and products out there in the industry to keep your ride shining and looking good every single day. Man, there's going to be a lot of guys needing a lot of cleanup after this thing down in Florida gets done. So, but anyways, man, good to have you on the show. You got it all figured out. You sound good. You look good.
Yeah.
You got Dan Lynn's in the show now saying hello. There you go. You see Dan in there? Can you see the comment?
Now I see it.
Yep, there you go.
Comment though.
There you go. You got him now?
Yeah, I can see it. I just don't know how to comment.
Oh, you don't have to. So there should be a post comment back somewhere on that queue somewhere. Don't be afraid. Push a button. If something happens, just come back in. We won't lose you.
Well, Ben, hi. Trevor.
Yeah, you got Trevor in there.
Hush down because the adults are talking, okay? Hi, Dan.
Man, I had a chance to read the story, and as I was telling you, just a few minutes ago before we went live, I read a lot of it, and of course, being a gearhead, man, the first thing that this really stuck in my head, you talked all about that engine and that truck build. You're getting all that horsepower out of that cat, out of that A-Cert, and I just haven't heard a lot about anything good happening with an A-Cert engine. So congratulations, good for you.
Yeah, the A-Cert engines, when they're factory, they're junk. But when you get rid of them and you build them right, they're the best engines out there, in my opinion. Cummins guy, they're going to argue that up and down. And
well, yeah, 6NZ guy right here, man. You know, I mean, and like I said, the 6NZ was not without its own set of issues, and I had those issues with it. My cam went flat, not totally, but I caught it before it, went real bad. And they took care of me. Cat took care of me, and it happened, in a couple 100,000 miles. I was putting a cam in it, but once that was fixed, that was taken care of, and I never had any problems. I never looked back. That was a great engine, but the Acert, yeah, different story, man. That it took some finesse to get some power and mileage out of it, right?
Uh, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get good power and mileage out of them. The stroke is longer, and they're just all around. They're better engines. The cranks are built better. The connecting rods, they got the 4-bolt mains or the journals, and they're just built a lot heavier. They can withstand that kind of power.
Well, and Trevor's a 6NZ fan. He's letting me know
Oh,
right there.
no, he's joking about that.
So this right here, if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at a 97. Is that right?
95.
95.
Yep, 1995.
Man, it don't look like a 95. That's for sure.
No, that's hence the name Spare Parts.
Yep. I'll tell you what's amazing is how many guys are out there with late models, and they're putting on the old 379 front ends.
Yeah.
And you have to look real close and see, what you're looking at to know if it's really a 379 or not. And that's how, for me, I would look at a lot of photos on trucks, and I don't always have the info on all the trucks that we shoot. And I'll look at the front end and go, yeah, 379. Nope, that's 389. Nope. And now anymore, it's like, man, you got to really watch it.
Yeah, you got to be looking. When they switch that front end over, they use that 12 gauge kit and they switch it over to look like a 379. About the only way you can tell is the headlights are a giveaway if they didn't switch that over. If they did, then
Yeah.
The only way you can tell is by how the fenders are built and the fender supports. That's about it.
That the fender bracket up front. Yeah.
Yep.
And I love it when guys change everything out and they'll put the double J blinker bars up front, double J lights, light brackets, and then you're done. You got no, then you have to look at the side, and you have to look at the skirts down there and the back of the fender on the hood skirts, and you can see what's going on. Then
exactly, the curve of the hood. Yeah,
that curve. Yeah, otherwise you just don't know. And I'll tell you, man, hard to see it. So being, and this is a curious question, but being yours is a 95, do we go by the VIN on the truck as to what it has as far as where it falls? Is it basically a glider? Or, I mean, what do you?
No, we just go off the VIN of the truck. So anybody that looks at it, they're going to swear up and down there's no way it's a 95, but it is.
Yeah.
We're running the 95 title. The cab's a 95. The front section of the chassis is a 95. So it's like all a 95. As far as like E-log goes, that could be a gray area being how it's an 07 engine, but
well,
when you say it's a 95, who's going to stop and look?
You know what? That's the question, man. You stay out of California. Well, you're not going to. You're here, but
we're there every week.
You're there every week. So there's that. But I think you're going to be okay. So hey, let's talk about this truck and what it's done this year. I mean, you brought it to Matt's, and big things happened. Tell us about it. What was your experience?
Was awesome. So this was actually only my second time competing at Matt's. The first time we went, it was my first time ever there. Kind of new with the business, and so we took my dad's truck that we just got done building, and that was a glider. Nothing fancy, nothing. We did good at Louisville for best first time show. We got first place there, but like we weren't even close to in competition with any of these big guys.
And that was, we're talking 20, back in 20 or 19 or when?
That was 19.
19, okay, yeah.
19, yep.
Okay.
And so then it was more so a learning experience, figuring out what we had to do, and then we saw what we had to do. So it's like, all right, next time we're coming, we're gonna bring something worth it. And we went down there, and I didn't think nothing of it, and I didn't pre-register because the last time I didn't. So we got down there and we had to beg to get in. We were about the only ones that didn't pre-register, and I was begging like crazy.
Hey, what's the motto of Trucking for Kids? Pre-register. Thank you.
Pre-register, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Thank you. Sorry, couldn't
But
resist.
so they got us in, and yeah, it went good. We got best of show. We were all super nervous because the stuff that we could have been winning, we weren't winning nothing. And then all of a sudden they called for the best of shows, and they call us, and it was great. It was so good.
I
Everybody, my whole crew was there, and we were all just like,
So
oh,
so they
what
we
just
go
happened?
through all the call outs for all the different awards, and you guys, as your stomachs in knots already,
Oh
wondering if
yeah,
you're gonna get anything, and
yeah.
thinking probably, yeah, whatever, we ain't getting shit, whatever, and
Yeah. And
right.
they're not calling us because we're like, oh, they probably hate us because we didn't pre-register, and so now they're pissed at us for
JC,
not
you
doing
JC don't hate anybody, man.
that. But yeah, he worked with us. He got us in, and yeah, it turned out great.
So
Turned
that
out
knot
great.
in your stomach, what happened when they called your name out on Best of Show?
Oh, it was unreal. It was like one of those feelings where it's like can't hardly believe it, can't hardly breathe, and it's like walking to the front. It was quite something.
Did you guys look at each other and go, "Holy,
The other guys might have. I just heard my name and I was just like, huh, and stood
hey, they
up and
want me up there, I'm
walked.
out of here." Oh man, the award shows can be some of the most nerve-wracking experiences, especially in Louisville. I'm just going to put that out there. It can be, and yet it can also be some of the most just fun and lighthearted, especially emotional. Because there's so many special moments and memories and things that kind of happen during those award shows there in Louisville. But you get a best of show, buddy. Man, you just and in Louisville.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So you make it
It was a lot of
back
work
out.
though. It was
What's
a lot
that? Go.
it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
There was a lot of prepping for the show, and then down at the show there was a lot of work down there, and it's unreal how much cleaning goes into the show into
When
that
did you guys
show.
arrive? When did you guys actually arrive?
It was Monday morning when we got there, and it was
Okay.
nonstop cleaning the entire time until rags down. It was crazy.
Just your own people, or did you have some other help?
I had one other buddy. He doesn't work for me. He's just a friend. He actually works for Acord, and he took that week off. He's been to a few other shows with us, helped us get it clean, and so yeah, he helped out with that too. But otherwise, it's just my guys from my shop,
All right.
and Trevor.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on. Well, it obviously everybody got to what they were supposed to do and did it right because it
Yeah,
worked. You got the best iron out there and award, man. I mean, that's a lot. That's saying a whole bunch, especially at that show. So,
yeah,
what happened after Louisville? I mean, first you ride that wave through the show, the rest of the show,
yeah.
right? I mean, people coming up to you, you getting pictures taken, everything's going on. Obviously, Dan or Eric or somebody came by and saw you and probably said something. What happened then?
Yeah, so we actually met Dan um, last year, but yeah, then after the show, then we were getting calls of people saying that they saw our truck, they saw the work we did, uh, they heard that we got best of show, and business really started to pick up after that. Like the shop business started picking up after that.
Well, let's talk about that a minute. So, if you haven't read the magazine, if you haven't read the story, we'll give you the quick version of what Trevor and Trevor Vanderswag. So,
Tyler,
uh, Trevor, you're gonna love it, right? Trevor's gonna hit me for that, and he's gonna give you a bat. Never. Sorry, Tyler. Tell us about the shop, and you got two things going on. You've got a shop, you're building custom trucks, but you've got a trucking company going too. And Trevor, you be quiet.
yeah. So we got the shop. I was driving truck for a while for my dad, and then lost my health card. So then didn't want to get a real job working for somebody. So I was like, oh, I like trucks, want to build cool stuff. So decided to start building trucks. And the first while was a struggle, and just doing kind of my own thing, building my own trucks and trying to resell them. And then just kind of just started growing from there. And yeah, now we're building high dollar show trucks for customers, and it's really taken off. And like the reason I started the trucking company was because we had some customers say, I want this show truck. I want to go to these shows. And then by the time they get to these shows, my good buddy Trevor Vanderslock.
And here's the guy who's supposed to be the voice of reason in this company, and he's just letting it go. Look at that.
Well, the joke behind that one is at Louisville, I put my name down on the registration form, but it's first picture. And so we joke as Trevor Vanderswag.
All right. Well, then you know what? I feel better about it already. So,
but Tyler, anyway, getting back to that, so I started the trucking company because I wanted to have a truck that we could take to all these different shows and not have to worry about if a customer is going to come through and actually show the truck. So that's mainly the reason, basically the only reason that I started the trucking company. And now I'm hoping that we can grow it from here and just see where it goes. And I can just have a fleet of show trucks. Would be really cool.
Well, it's been done. So I know it can be. It absolutely can be done. Earlier this week, you and I had some conversation on the phone, and want to give a shout out to our good buddy here at 10-4 Magazine, Wayne Schooling, and his organization. And I want to make sure, because I always flub this one up, but should be right if I say it right. North American Transportation Association is helping you get some stuff worked out so that you can have a better or more effective way of running your business. And I tell you, man, I'm a huge fan of networking. What I've seen, and I'm going to testimony to Wayne is, the emails have gone back and forth since I referred you guys to each other, and the conversation. I really like what I'm seeing. So I hope the best for both of you guys to see what happens with this, and I certainly would love an update. So looks like it's going along really well.
Yeah, so far with everything that he's been saying, I've been pretty happy with. He's getting some good information down, and I'm excited to see where this is going to go in the future. And it's definitely a really, really good price for his services.
You guys check him out. He's in 10-4 Magazine, and without just really, beating the drum on NTA, let me just tell you, it's not throw, load in truck, roll wheels, grab gear, mash throttle, and make money. It's just not. And as we all eventually find out, you got to know business. You got to have the right things in place to make it. So if you're having any struggles like that, man, certainly reach out to Wayne. You call his organization, he answers the phone. You send him an email, he responds, right? So this guy's a wealth of knowledge. He's there. He's very affordable. And when I say affordable, I'm just going to let you find out for yourself how affordable, like Tyler did. And because I read the email and you're like, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah. So let yourself find out. Go to 10-4magazine.com or in the magazine. And you guys also know in the magazine, we have a directory in the back of the magazine, the advertisers index. Can you guys see that? You can look anybody up in there, and anybody that advertises with 10-4 Magazine is in there. So, with what you got going on right now, how you looking? How far out are you on trucks right now on builds? What's it looking like?
Right now, so we got one we're working on for mats for this coming year, and we might possibly have two more coming in that we're working on for mats. One of them, I got to look back at everything. I don't remember exactly. I think one of them is a complete rebuilder, and another one is just he wants to change a bunch of stuff. There's a really good builder that built this truck originally, and somebody else bought the truck since then, and they just want to change up a few things. They want to freshen it up and just make it a little bit of a twist of their own. And so we should be getting that one ready for Louisville too.
Very cool.
So yeah, very cool. As of right now, it just kind of depends on how big the project is. We're anywhere from a month to 5 months out right now.
Are you guys doing anything else in your shop? Do you do any other general repairs, any maintenance like that, any kind of stuff?
So we don't do any maintenance.
Okay.
There's plenty of shops that are around here that'll do maintenance, and
Okay.
for me, it's one of those things. I don't want to do maintenance. So we got more skilled than I feel we got more skilled than that. That I don't want to be doing so much maintenance stuff that we can't focus on
You want to
the
focus on the
custom
builds.
side of
Yeah.
things and the painting and the
Yep.
body work and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And so we
Absolutely.
don't do any maintenance unless if it's part of like the big job. If somebody wants an oil change or tire change, we won't do it.
Gotcha.
But
What about a dream build? You got one out there in your radar that you want to do?
yeah, I got a couple of them, and actually I got one of the trucks is sitting here that it's been a dream of mine for a little while,
Okay.
and I think if somebody offers me enough money for that truck that's on the cover, then I can finally get back to work on that one. We started on it a few years ago, and we got too busy, and I haven't been able to get back at it. And that one will be a working truck, but then I got another one that I want to turn into a show truck. But with that, we're just so dang busy, and I don't have the funds to wrap up 150, 200,000 into a show truck at this point.
So I'm. Did I hear right? Are we active? Are you for saling it, or everything's for
Oh,
sale, or what? What's the deal?
I'm not going to say it's for sale, but if somebody offers me the right amount of money,
Uh-huh.
it'll be gone.
Yeah, I have a feeling. You know what?
I just don't want to use this as, oh, hey, look, here's my 10-4 cover, and now my truck's for sale.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a first either. But hey, you know what? No names. Not dropping any names. You guys know who you are. You guys know who you are. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, you know what? It's a free market out there, and if you can get a a nice turn on it, then I see no wrong in doing that. But
Yeah,
so what'd you think
I,
of trucking for kids, man? Out here on the West
no,
Coast
that
doing the West
I
Coast thing.
I really liked that. That was pretty cool. I've never been to a show out in California. I've always seen pictures of the California trucks, never seen a single one of them in person. And you get out there and it's like a whole different like category of trucks. Like their style is so much different.
Yep.
It's cool. It gives you a different feel and gives you a new way that you can build trucks. And the show is there's a 10% sale fee.
Yeah, we've yet we
I might lie on how much I sell the truck for then.
you know what? Just to be honest, we've yet to collect that. But hey, there's no reason you can't be the first. Okay.
But yeah, no, the show was great. I felt it was real laid back. I really enjoyed it. That for this year, I don't know how it was in the years past, but for this year it was non-judged, and for me it was great. We hauled a load out there, and it worked out in our schedule that we could make it to the show. We just wiped the truck and we just hung out. I had a blast. We didn't have to worry about having it spotless and getting trophies. I actually had the time to talk to people, and I thought it was ran really good. You haven't sold anything yet, Trevor. You got to sell something first.
California, for as much gripes as I have, I'm a native, so I can talk all the smack I want about it. You know, the guys building trucks out here, they've set a lot of standards. They've built a lot of things that a lot of guys across the country pick up on and either emulate, copy, or somehow extend it. But the two axle hot rod out here, man, that's a big deal. A lot of hay
Yeah.
haulers, and those guys, they build some really radical trucks. A lot of powder trains. There's a lot of two axle trucks out here that really just look sharp, and they're very very cool. So and of course they end up in 10-4, so they're connecting with the right people in the right time, and it works out. As far as trucking for kids go, yeah, there was a little bit of a redo on how the awards and judging or non-judging went. I mean, it was basically left in the hands of spectators and competitors. and we let them figure it out. So it seemed to work pretty good. We'll probably see that again. Maybe a little expansion. We'll see what happens in 23, but we certainly look to double what we did, and and I don't see that as being a problem next year. I think we very much will. You know, the whole day 2 day thing. That's in the rearview mirror. It's all behind us now. Next year we're going out and going to have that 2 day show, and we hope you come back and join us for that. So what's happening out there on the road with you, man? Are people hitting you up on the radio and giving you some shouts or what?
Um, I don't
You ever
know.
hear on the CB as you're driving
That's a
through
good
the
question
country?
for
Or,
Trevor. I'm like hardly ever in the truck. Since we started this, I went to Seattle once, and then I two-manned it out to California for your guys' show,
okay.
and that's about the most I've done for trucking with this truck. Otherwise, that's all Trevor. So
What about it, Trevor? You getting a lot of shouts on the CB? He's thinking about it. Come on, driver. What? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, he's thinking about it. It's a pretty common deal, man. Guys will get on the cover, uh, and they do. They'll get a lot of shout outs. So he says a lot. Well, I hope so. There's some good conversations to be had out there. I'll tell you the fun ones though, man. Were the DOT guys, the states, in California, the CHP. Um, those guys read 10-4 magazine, and I when I was on the cover, I had them reaching out to me on the CB when I was making my runs up into Northern California and up into Oregon, Washington. And there was a guy up there in Mount Shasta area, and he always would shout out at me, and he'd be clear on the other side of the mountain going southbound. I'm going north, and he'd hit me up on the CB. So those guys read 10-4. I think it's pretty cool that they do. So as much crap as those guys probably get from a lot of drivers, there's some good ones out there too. So you're not driving much. Trevor's in the seat. He's doing the wheel time.
Yep.
Your focus is basically building and getting these loads connected, right?
Yep. So yeah,
Well,
normally I wish I could do more in the shop, but yeah, the beginning of the year I took over all the book work and still trying to get shop stuff done too when we're super busy. And so yeah, there's no time left for me to be out driving. I wish I could, but it doesn't work that way for me.
well, you know what? The hats change. You wear many,
Yeah.
and depending on what needs to be done, you wear that hat and get that job done, and then on to the next one. So I'm sure you'll be moving around, and you get busier. Things will change. You might be able to put somebody else back in the office, and then kind of start expanding a little bit. You know, focus on the things you really want to do, not what you have to do so much.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up next for you guys? What do you got coming up?
Oh, as far as
I think
what are
we're
you
kind of
talking?
at the end of the show season, so I guess we're at the point where you're getting things ready for mats, but we're kind of at that time of the year where it's pretty much end of the year. Start winding down the show thing and start kind of going into the holidays. Man, here we are. It's that time of year now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say for next year, we'll still be showing our truck. Um, for mats, I probably won't be pushing. Actually, I know I won't be pushing near as hard to come home with the trophy next year at mats, just because. I mean, it's a working truck. We run Seattle and California. The thing gets beat up,
Yeah,
especially in the wintertime. And
yeah,
last year to make it what we had to for mats, it takes a lot of money to get trucks what they need to be looking for that show. So
yep,
as far as mats go, I'm sure we're still going to be taking it, but I think next year it's going to be more so focused on the customers that we have there, helping them get their trucks ready to go for the show and helping them out at the show. And we'll have our truck there, but we're just going to have it clean and it's just going to be what it is. I don't think we're
cool.
going to win anything next year, but maybe we'll be surprised. Who knows?
You never know. You never know what can happen, and you made a name for yourself at this point. Some people know who you are out there. Keep building on that. Keep that momentum going, and you know you have your truck there again next year. whatever condition it's in, if you can, use that as kind of a marketing tool, then let that be that, and work on through
Yeah.
it, man. Get to the next achievement, the next goal, and keep on going. So,
Yeah.
well, listen, we appreciate you taking the time out. I wanted to let you know that you'll be getting something from Pittsburgh Power and also from Evans over there at Time to Shine. They'll be sending you out some product. Like to thank them, of course, for sponsoring the Studio 10-4 Live monthly cover trucker special edition like they do every month. And I appreciate you coming down and being able to chat with us. Welcome to the family and congratulations, man.
Thanks. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's always a pleasure to get you guys in here in the studio and chat with you and find out what's going on. Got a big congratulations there from Daniel.
Thanks,
And
Dan.
yep,
And
there
you're
you go.
welcome.
10-4, another 10-4 cover truck family member and 10-4 magazine ambassador. I appreciate that. Well, you stay safe out there. Keep your shiny side up and stay out of trouble and keep business building. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Take care. All right, man. There's Tyler Vander Zwaag. All right. Got it right. And Trevor, thanks for the support, buddy. I appreciate that, man. That was that's the way it goes. That's the way it rolls around here. You never know. So our special guest, I was hoping to get in fact, let me check and see if he. So I'm assuming that he probably must have lost signal. But here's who we were going to have in the studio. So Bubba and Crystal there, of course. Bubba Branch. I was chatting with him while he still had signal 20, 30 minutes ago or so, and we were hoping to get Bubba in the studio and get a hands on. But as far as I know, and as far as he communicated to me, he was okay. They were in the middle of it. It was happening. I mean, they're hanging on. 80-mile-per-hour winds, expecting up to 125-mile-per-hour later tonight, where he's at down there. So I can tell you this: I know Bubba. He's got his faith, and as he said, God will walk us through this, and I know He will. So you stay safe out there, Bubba. I wish we could have got you in on the show and heard from you. But next time, in fact, maybe we'll catch Bubba up next week and be able to chat with him and find out how things turned out, man. Um, New edition of 10-4 magazine will be coming out, and I didn't get a chance to say hi to Gene. Hi, Gene, and thanks for tuning in. Of course, couldn't be here if it wasn't for you, so thank you. Appreciate that. And that is Gene Asuji, of course, co-founder of 10-4 magazine, part of the original OGs of 10-4. So glad to have Jean on the show as well. And I hope everybody got a chance to see her out at Trucking for Kids this year. Jean, of course, was in attendance in person and on site during the show all weekend. So look forward to seeing that happen again next year too. Of course, Trucking for Kids sometime in September, October. We don't know yet, but we're going to find out soon enough, and we'll be able to get all that information out to you guys soon. As far as shows coming up, what do we have on the slate? Let's go on over to the events. In fact, I'll take you guys there with me. Look at all the shows we had this year so far. We are all the way down here to Mayberry Truck Show. That's this weekend. Look for Eric Hill and Stephanie out there, the Diesel Addict, at the Mayberry Truck Show in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Be sure, and if you're out in that area, stop in and say hey, say what's up. Oktoberfest Truck and Car Show going on this weekend, also in Las Vegas. So, tell you, man, I wish I was going to that one, but I'm gonna have I'm having a little going away party here this weekend. No Eric, just Steph. Okay, correct me on that one. Sorry about that. We're just gonna have Stephanie Haas, the Diesel Addict, out there covering the show for us. So appreciate that information, Dan. Thank you. What else we got coming up? Hot and cold big rig truck show this Saturday. So this is a busy weekend. There's more shows right on top of each other. Depending on where you're at, you probably have one close to you to go to and check out. So next up for 10-4, Team 10-4 is going to be the California Trucking Show, and that's being held October 15th and 16th at the Ontario Convention Center in Ontario, California. For details on that, you can certainly come over here to 104magazine.com, click on this link right there, and that'll take you where you need to go. Dragging and Pulling in the Pines is going to be happening, and that's October 21st, 22nd. Pine Valley Raceway in Lufkin, Texas. That's the NAST show. That's the last NAST show of the year, and we support NAST. We appreciate them being back in business and presenting a great truck show experience for you out there, and we thank them for their sponsorship at Trucking for Kids this year. Next show after that for Team 10-4 is going to be Bobtail Apparel's first annual truck show. And we will be out there. That will be including myself and I believe Dan and Shan, and also I believe, we're going to have the Godfather, Magini's truck that pulls our Trucking for Kids Kentucky 53 footer will be out there as well. So unfortunately, I will be working for the October one. I hope we can get you out at some show somewhere and meet you. That'd be great. You're always a great supporter here of Studio 10-4 Live. Look forward to meeting you someplace in person somewhere. Last show we have on our schedule, Monsters, Money Pits, and Motorcycles, October 28th and 30th. Incidentally, guys, anytime you want to get the latest, most up-to-date, go to our events tab. Click on it right there like I just did. And there they are. And for the rest of the events this year, now these are the only ones I have that I found that have any events created on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook event created, I'm not going to be able to share it here. But if you do, I will bring it over and make it part of our schedule and what we have going on. Actually, you know what's kind of odd? So usually there's another button, see more, and it's right here. It's not there right now. Facebook's having some issues. In fact, I'm just going to get out of here. This is pissing me off. But there's some issues going on, and that's another one of them. That's one I just found that wasn't there, and now it is. So I can't access all the other events that I did bring over to share on our Facebook page for you. I'll be darned. Looks like they got some of the other issues that I was noticing fixed. So that's good news. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Now, if we can get the rest of this together, we'll be in great shape. But usually there's more there, and the Bobtail Apparel show is in fact on there. And that is going to be October 21st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then again, that is in Dixon, California, the Dixon May Fairgrounds. Go to our page, our 104magazine.com. Check it out right there where it says bobtailapparel.com. Click on it and it'll take you on over there. So we still have some shows. We still have some weather that's going to let us get out and enjoy it. It's cooled off out there. It's nice. Getting darker a little earlier, and it is California. We do what we do here in the late September, October time of the year, and it is not a bad time to be outside and doing what we do. So appreciate you guys tuning in today. Thanks for everything. I want to say thanks to Tyler and Trevor for tuning in, for being available. That was funny, but Tyler, appreciate you, and congratulations again on all the success through the year so far on your truck. Congrats, and of course, congratulations for being on the cover of 10-4 magazine. That is sacred ground. There's only 12 spots per year, and one per month. So you made it into September 2022. Congratulations. Everybody else that tuned in, thanks for being here and being a part of Studio 10-4 Live. This show is all about you guys. I mean, there's no other reason to be here other than to have you guys tune in and us be able to bring some kind of information, entertainment, and fun to you. We'll look to see who we have next year on the show. I know there was more folks tuned in, less comments this week. I think everybody's kind of sidetracked with what's going on with Hurricane Ian and what he's pulling there in Florida right now. So God bless everybody, all our friends down there in the South and Florida, Alabama, Georgia, all that area. Please, be safe, and if you haven't gotten out, you're in the middle of it, so hang on. And Bubba, you and your family, we're thinking of you, and wish you guys obviously the best down there. Hang on and hold tight, Bubba. You're a badass. I know you'll take care of business. So hi, Cindy. Good to see you. And it was great seeing you at Trucking for Kids, too, by the way. And hey, if Cindy, that's a great thing you brought up, by the way. Keep on missing notifications. If you're missing notifications, go to your notification settings on the 10-4 Magazine Facebook page. And under where it says, in fact, I'll just, I'll bring it up, excuse me. And I'm going to switch it to the same view that you guys see so that we're looking at the same thing. All you have to do is, and there we go, follow settings. There they are. And you can set it to default or snoozer off or favorites, and you'll see a higher rate of posts that we do in the news feed. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Video, live video, all notifications. As soon as I go live on Facebook with 10-4 Magazine, if you have that clicked, like I just clicked there, you're going to see it. Okay. It'll give you a notification. Posts, same thing. You can go standard, highlights are off. You have choices. Standard works just fine. And then video notifications, all notifications there. So there you have it. Pretty simple. And if you don't click the update button, it won't stick. So make sure you do that. Again, all you have to do is go right here, follow settings, and follow the directions from there. And you guys will be able to get everything. You'll be notified when I go live and what's going on. And you can tune right in. So there you go. So anyways, listen, guys, take care. We'll look for you next week. A whole new month, brand new issue of 10-4 Magazine should be hitting the racks any day now. Yours, if you haven't gotten it yet, which is entirely possible because the subscribers, those get shipped right from the printer, just like the day they were printed in a clear plastic sleeve or jacket, sealed and protected so that you can get it just like it was the day that it came off the press. So if you want to get the issue of 10-4 Magazine that you are looking for and can't find because the rack's empty, subscribe and you won't have to ever look again. We'll send it directly to you. John here in the studio. Till next week, take care. Keep the shiny side up. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week to see you then. Take care.